7 minutes to understand Vietnam's past and its future. Welcome to our 12-minute journey through the sweeping, resilient, and deeply human history of Vietnam. A land shaped by rivers, mountains, and centuries of struggle, Vietnam's past is the foundation of its vibrant present. Let's begin. 1. Legendary beginnings. Early cultures. Before 200 BCE, Vietnamese history often starts with legend. According to tradition, the Vietnamese people descend from Lac Long Quan, a dragon lord, and O Co, a mountain fairy. Together they had 100 children, symbolizing the unity of the nation's diverse regions. Archaeology tells a complementary story. Long before written records, the Dong Son culture thrived in northern Vietnam. Known for bronze drums with intricate carvings of everyday life and warriors, the Dong Son people farmed rice, sailed rivers, and built the cultural foundations that would define early Vietnam. 2. Chinese domination. Early resistance. 111 BCE, 938 CE. By 111 BCE, the region fell under the rule of the Han dynasty. For nearly 1,000 years, Vietnam lived under different periods of Chinese imperial control. Yet this era was not one of quiet submission. Rebellions shaped national identity. Most iconic were the Trung sisters, two noblewomen who led a massive uprising in 40 CE, briefly establishing independent rule. Later, figures like Lady True resisted with the fierce declaration, "I will not resign myself to be the concubine of any man." Though each rebellion was eventually suppressed, the Vietnamese people preserved their language, traditions, and sense of distinct identity. These centuries were the crucible in which national consciousness formed. 3. The rise of Dai Viet, 938 to 1400, Vietnam's independence was restored in 938, when the general Ngo Nguyen defeated invading Chinese forces at the Battle of Bac Dang River using ingenious wooden stakes hidden beneath the tide. This victory ushered in a millennium of Vietnamese dynasties. The Lai dynasty strengthened the court, spread Buddhism, and built the capital at Tang Long, modern Hanoi. The Tran dynasty famously repelled 3 Mongol invasions, an extraordinary feat against the world's greatest military power of the time. Advances in administration, irrigation, and literature turned Dai Viet into a flourishing, confident kingdom. 4. Fragmentation, expansion, and the Age of Lords, 1400 to 1858, yet stability did not last. In 1407, the Ming dynasty conquered Vietnam, ruling brutally until Lo Loi's Lam Son uprising restored Vietnamese independence in 1428. The resulting Le dynasty presided over a golden age of scholarship and Confucian governance. But internal fractures grew. By the 1600s, the country split between 2 regional powers, the Trinh lords in the north, the Nguyen lords in the south. During this era, Vietnam expanded southward, absorbing Campa and the Mekong Delta in a process known as Nam Tien, the Southward March. The country was formally reunified in 1802 under Emperor Gia Long, founder of the Nguyen dynasty, with Hue as the imperial capital. Yet this unity came just as a new foreign presence approached. 5. French colonization. Modern nationalism. 1858 to 1945, French forces began occupying Vietnam in the mid-19th century, eventually forming French Indochina. Colonial rule modernized infrastructure but exploited land, resources, and labor. Education, economy, and culture were reshaped to serve French interests. In response, a new generation of Vietnamese thinkers emerged. Phan Boi Chau, Phan Chu Trinh, and later Ho Chi Minh championed reform, independence, and self-determination. Their efforts sparked the birth of modern Vietnamese nationalism. 6. World War II. The August Revolution, 1940 to 1945. During World War II, Japan occupied Vietnam while allowing French administrators to remain. As hardship deepened, the Viet Minh independence movement grew stronger. In 1945, after Japan's surrender, Ho Chi Minh declared Vietnam's independence in Hanoi's Ba Dinh Square, invoking the ideals of equality and freedom. But global politics soon intervened. 7. The First Indochina War Division, 1946 to 1954, French forces attempted to reassert colonial control, sparking nearly a decade of conflict. It ended with the Viet Minh victory at Dien Bien Phu, a turning point in global anti-colonial history, Vietnam was temporarily divided at the 17th parallel, Communist North Vietnam, Anti-Communist South Vietnam. Elections meant to reunify the nation never occurred. 8. The Vietnam War, 1955 to 1975, what followed was one of the most significant conflicts of the 20th century. The war pitted North Vietnam and the Viet Cong against the South Vietnamese government, heavily supported by the United States. Villages, cities, and millions of lives were caught between ideology and geopolitics. In 1975, Saigon fell, marking the end of the war and the reunification of the country under the Socialist Republic of Vietnam. 9. Reunification Reform, 1975-present, post-war Vietnam struggled with economic hardship and international isolation. But in 1986, the government launched Doi Moi, a sweeping reform that opened markets, encouraged private enterprise, and accelerated development. Today, Vietnam is one of Asia's most dynamic economies, balancing tradition with rapid modernization. Its history, layered with struggle, creativity, and resilience, remains central to its national identity. From ancient kingdoms to modern skyscrapers, Vietnam's history is a tapestry of endurance and renewal. If this journey inspired you, subscribe for more stories that reveal the heart of Vietnam.